Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's AMA for TruBadger. We are excited to be here. I have with me Deb Caswell and Corey Moran. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are looking forward to answering your questions. Say hi, Corey. Hi, Corey.
Hey, hi, Corey. You knew that was coming. How's everybody doing tonight?
We are doing great, aren't we? So tell me, is everybody excited about the holder count that's just been, just over the last 4 or 5 days? I believe we're up to about 200 new wallet addresses. Lots of new volume coming in every single day. Of course, market cap recovering very nicely, heading in the right direction. We want to welcome the PTR crew on board. We've got a lot of other things up our sleeves. Even though I have a short sleeve shirt on, there's a lot up these little short sleeves that are coming here in the future. We had been working to get involved with them for a little while. And of course, it came together very nicely here in the last 5 or 6 days, continuing to move on. We are very grateful for the people that have become part of it through the PTR and have very much enjoyed helping. I will tell you guys too, that Wendy O will be publishing a video that we did with her. It's about a 10-minute interview on TruBadger. A little short for my taste. You guys know me with answering questions. They can be pretty long. I had to keep them short, not as thorough as I'd like to be, but that is going out to 80,000 of her subscribers here very either tonight and I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, and I am a subscriber to her either tonight or tomorrow morning. So we're hoping that that'll give us a very nice boost of new holders, new people getting on board. So if you are new to TruBadger, welcome. We are going to open this up pretty quickly for some questions. I don't have a lot to talk about other than everything's going fantastic. Catapult, our DAO project, insights, all of them are coming along. Development work, we've been meeting with the developers, putting it together. New website, guys. I think if you go there and look at our development team, right? One of the things we didn't have on there in the first version of it. Today, you can get on there and look at our blockchain developers. You can get to see our UI developers. You can see our internet marketing, part of our internet marketing team. And of course, the core team as well is now listed on the website. In the next week, we'll be doing a couple things. One is we'll be adding to the website a section for the Nexus ecosystem. So it'll show TruBadger and it will show Catapult. It will show the new Safu-fied logo. I don't think we'll have the new Insights logo yet, but that'll be coming here in the next few weeks. So lots of things are going to be rolling out. I am very, very confident that by the time we have our October event, October, guys, be there in Las Vegas. If you can't be there, do the streaming. We're going to have a great time with that event. By the time that event rolls out, there is the very high possibility that 3 of our projects, the DAO project, Insights, and Catapult Swap, all launched, all up and running, and the possibility of at least 2, if not 3 of the tokens already being out, and then 1 coming out shortly after that for that functionality. So very excited about that. And then the excitement, the energy that will create for token holders for TruBadger and moving forward. So one of the neat things about Catapult is that when you go there to swap, it's a premium swap. You initially do it. There'll be X amount of BNB swap for whatever the new token is. That will be limits on how much people can swap for. Let's say it's 1 BNB. Well, if you hold Catapult Swap tokens once they come out, you would be able to maybe do 2 BNB. Well, but if you hold Catapult Swap tokens and TruBadger tokens, you can then swap out 3 BNB as a maximum that you can swap out. So people that want to swap out bigger amounts than what is there will then hold TruBadger tokens as well as Catapult tokens that are out there. Now, since we won't have a Catapult token for the first 4 or 5 weeks of the platform being live, then the only tokens you can hold to be able to increase the value of what you want to swap, I don't know, starts with a T, ends with an R. And if you visit its website, it's .io, right? So these are the types of things that will begin to bring on. So if I'm a token holder, a new token project, and let's say I have 600 people ready to support my project, because just like us, they had a pre-existing community, they built it. Now those 600 people, when they go there to purchase it, it's going to say you can do 1 BNB. Oh, by the way, if you hold this token, you can now do up to this many BNB. They are going to do what if they want to put more in? Go purchase TruBadger token. So we're going to start adding token holders at a very rapid rate as we begin to bring on projects. So tomorrow night, we're going to do a quick walkthrough of the site. On the 30th, it goes live. On the site for TruBadger, for Catapult, there is a sign up form where they have to go through. Remember, we're a smart contract. So the projects that want to go on Catapult Swap will go fill out that form. Then we'll do the vetting process, and then we'll begin to onboard them to bring their tokens to the marketplace through the whole thing. But I got to tell you, it is beautiful. It is, we're already testing it for functionality. It is working very well. All the different features that we want to be able to do, holding Catapult and TruBadger tokens, being able to swap more, the increase in pricing on the first day at a much slower pace than PancakeSwap, and then blending with PancakeSwap. Our next step, which we're beginning to approach this week, will be reaching out to PancakeSwap and work on forming a partnership with PancakeSwap, because we're not a swap. We're not a competition with them, right? We're a premium swap. We're going to bring quality projects, quality investor, or people that are quality token holders that will be put on the marketplace. And so that's one that we'll be working on there. We are right now currently working on, for the projects that we're working on, 5 partnerships. And that does include PancakeSwap, of companies that have pre-existing communities, pretty big communities at that we will partner with. And those partnerships, of course, will be shared on their site and our site. You guys have seen them before. TruBadger partners with ABC company, right? And then on their side, it says ABC company partnered with TruBadger. So these are the types of things that we're going to start doing to find quality token holders, quality people that have TruBadger in their wallet. That is the most exciting thing of the last few hundred wallets that we brought on. Tremendously fantastic people that are not buying this to sell tomorrow when it goes up, 5%, 10%, 15, 20%. These are people that are looking at this. A lot of them, it's their first token that they've ever purchased, and they're excited about it, and they want to see where we can go, and they want to be involved for the long run. All right, Corey, anything you'd like to say, buddy?
Well, while we're waiting for Corey, I'd like to add that Wendy O
yes.
did put her.
I was just. Oh, sorry, Deb. Sorry, I think we talked at the same time.
No, it's
I was just going
okay.
to say we should watch the Wendy O
review. Are we up?
Well, right now? Which is what I was just saying, that Wendy O's video is up. And not just that, but I love the title, because it goes along with exactly what you're always saying. The title of this one is The Most Transparent BSC. 5 times crypto gem. I think that 5 times could go up a bit, but the most transparent. That's exactly who we are. Love it.
That is beautiful. Well, I got to say, let's play the Wendy O show on here. Now, guys, we're going to play it here, but still go out and watch it. We want her to see a lot of traffic on our video, because what will happen is influencers need to influence. And if they see a lot of traffic, if we're one of the highest watched videos, share it with friends. Ask your friends to watch it. Look, if you have people that are on the fence that you have not talked to yet about TruBadger, or you talk to them and they're like, I don't know, share this video. Ask them to watch it. Remember, people want to go where there's action, where there's something happening. This is the same, especially with influencers. If I was to post a video and it got the most views that I've ever gotten, what am I going to do? I'm going to post another video on that project. Why? I'm an influencer. I need videos with lots of views on it. So how do we make what we put into doing the Wendy O video? How do we do that? We go watch it this week, 4 or 5 days from now, watch it again, Ask friends to watch it. If you have several accounts, watch it on several accounts. Let's drive the traffic on that video. Also, when people that follow her go there and go, wow, normally she gets 5,000, 6,000 views on these review videos. This one's at 10. What's going on with it? It's credibility going into that. So we can help. You don't have to just be a holder of TruBadger. You can help drive and create more value for the tokens that you hold in your wallet. And here's the great thing. We do this, bring in 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 holders from the Wendy O show, from her community, and it grows out from there. Every time somebody does a swap, what do you get in your wallet if you hold TruBadger tokens?
Reflection.
Our destiny and where we go with this and how big this can be is in our hands. All we have to do is take action. All right, Deb, let's see how well we did today on our interview.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the O Show. Tonight we are going to do a 10-minute spotlight with the TruBadger team. How are you guys doing?
Terrific. How are you?
Fantastic.
I'm good, thank you. And today we have Deb and we have Peter, and they're going to really break the project down, talk to us about it. And are you guys familiar with the 10-minute spotlight?
I watched a few of yours, yes.
Okay, so you know that this is a game show. You don't get to win anything, and you know that I'm going at 10 minutes, we're done, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You got it.
All right, Deb, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and put 10 minutes on the clock. All right, 10 minutes on the clock. Talk to us about what is TruBadger. What is it?
TruBadger is a project where a bunch of us came together that have been cheated, robbed, been in scam project, rug pulls, honey pots, all those different projects. And we decided that we wanted to get together and build an ecosystem that would solve those types of problems.
Okay. Talk to us. Well, actually, I got another question about TruBadger that's coming up, but really kind of tell us about the team, because your guys' team is a little bit interesting compared to other projects, because we know in DeFi, we know in crypto that there's a lot of anonymous people. There's a lot of craziness happening. People will dump the projects. They'll walk away for 2 weeks, then they'll rebrand it. I get a lot of those people coming to me. They're like, Wendy, can we do an interview? And I'm like, no, I know what project you were before. Get out of my DMs. But kind of talk to us about your guys' team and what makes it interesting.
Sure. I'll tell you that we've got 50% women and 50% men, which I love in this space. And we're just a team of people that we've been working together about 6 years, and we know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we play off of those, and we just have a blast helping people get started in crypto.
I love to hear that. I actually am going to skip questions. I'm going to ask you to tell me about education, because I know education is immensely important in the TruBadger community. I know a lot of you guys came down to my meetup in San Diego, and there's probably about 5 people that came to talk to me about TruBadger and just how great the project is, how much they loved it. And it was a pretty diverse group of people that came to talk to me about it. But what are you guys doing for education of crypto to educate people?
The unique thing is we know, because of ourselves trying to get into, when I started crypto, it took me 3 months to really figure it all out and finally start being able to buy it when I started several years ago. And so we know how difficult that is. And that is the blocking point to get a lot of people involved with it. So when we launched our token, 4 days before that, we set up Zoom rooms where we would walk people through getting their MetaMask wallet, going through here. When you talk to people, they're like, oh, you have to download these 3 or 4 apps to get through the process. They're like, what? No. And so we have live people on Zooms, and we've walked them through, and we've continued to do that all the way through. We've helped probably 1,500, maybe 2,000 people who have not been in crypto at all from the beginning 2 months ago all the way through, get wallet set up. And that's our base. That's the foundation of TruBadger. When I look at a project, I want to make sure that it has a strong foundation, because we know buildings without strong foundations fall down, so do businesses. So being a traditional business person, I look at building an extremely strong foundation. How do you do that? By helping people walk through the process, teach them the right way, not to give up their seed words, not to do the crazy stuff that people do in crypto. And that's what we're doing. And we do that on the right now, as this show is being recorded, we have 4 Zoom rooms open with probably about 20 people in those Zoom rooms, and that we're helping walk through the process of getting set up in crypto.
Wow. And you know what's really cool about that is that there's like customer service in crypto is like non-existent. And the thing is like, like, you know, it's a hard thing because it's like people, like there's so many scammers out there. It's like, what is real, what is not. So it makes it really hard for people. Plus there's like no customer service. I come up from a very strong customer service background. So the fact that you guys have Zoom meetups and you guys are taking care of your community and you've been able to like successfully onboard people, making them feel confident and secure and safe, I think that's absolutely awesome. But how are you guys helping people kind of stay away from scams? And I'm talking about not the traditional scams where people are getting hacked and whatnot, but I'm talking about like what happens if you guys get like a bot or get like a scammer that comes in the community chat and they're like, hey, I'm so-and-so from the team, come on the Zoom meeting with me and share your private keys, give me access to your computer. Like, how do you guys filter that part out?
Sure. In our Telegram channel, we've got people 24/7 watching. We've also got our own bot, a good bot. There are good bots and bad bots. So we've got a great bot in there who filters out keywords, links, all kinds of things, and actually throws them out of the community if they go down that path. But we also we do a lot of education on those Zoom, in those Zoom rooms. We do education on what to look for with a scam, what to look for in good crypto and bad crypto. We've got great videos showing people. I went out to PancakeSwap one day, asked a question inside of PancakeSwap, and it was like I was in Vegas. My computer just started lighting up with phone calls, people saying that it was the support desk of PancakeSwap. People crazy. We've got a video on a different channel as well that shows exactly what happens. So we educate them. We record that kind of stuff and we show it to our community, and we make sure that they understand where to go for the correct information. We've got all of our admins are in the group, you know, watching like I said, 24/7. It's our biggest deal. It is so sad every time somebody loses money to a scammer. It's heartbreaking for all of us.
No, I hear that 100%. So let's get down to the meat and bones of this. Talk to me about the problem that TruBadger solves, because everybody wants to know.
Excellent. Yeah. So one of the first problems is that when we went to first launch our token, and of course buying tokens, is the manipulation by bots upon the launch of a crypto, right? I think, and I'm not going to mention any names, but there's been some that, you know, tokens were released at 3 cents. By the time people got a chance to buy them, they were $2, $3, $4, went up to $7, came back to $2, and now I think it's a 20 cents token, right? This was not that long ago. I got tired of getting beat by bots. So we're building a platform that's launching under the TruBadger banner that's called Catapult Swap. It is a swapping platform that helps launch new tokens without the manipulation of bots. So that's the first problem that we're solving. The second problem that we're solving is renouncement of ownership and locking LP. A lot of projects, SafeMoon, Bonfire, they all have their LP locked on PancakeSwap version 1. And these cause issues, making it harder to do. We're building an entire DAO project, which is called Safufied, which will allow people to, for DAOs, for the decentralized autonomous organization, to manage the contract versus renouncing ownership of the contract. I've been saying this now for months and months and months. Do not invest in projects that renounce ownership. They're limiting the future of their project by renouncing ownership. And of course, it just came out that there's a vulnerability in SafeMoon's contract that can be manipulated. Well, the problem is they all renounced ownership, so they can't fix it. Well, TruBadger did not renounce ownership. We're protecting ours in a different way. Multi-sig wallets, those type of things that allow you to protect the contract without having to limit it. And so these are a lot of and so those are a couple of the problems that we're solving. The other side too is trading these new, I call them hybrid tax models, right? We have a 10% or an 8 or 6, or maybe it's paying you back baby cake or this cake or that cake or whoever's whatever it's paying back, right? We're building an entire trading software piece that will allow, it'll compensate in the trading model to let you know when you're profitable. It's called Insights. And it will allow you to go through that process. Now, when we launch these projects, of course, they need their own native tokens to run. However, by holding TruBadger tokens, you will get an airdrop in all 3 of those projects. A portion of all the tokens will go to the TruBadger our tax, the funds from our tax, a portion of them go to help fund and build out these projects. And that's the reason for the TruBadger community getting those. As well, we're going to be creating some other scam tools that will be directly related to TruBadger.
Got it. Now, talk to me a little bit about reflection projects and some of the issues that they're facing. But before you do that, please explain to the audience what reflection is.
Sure. So a percentage of every swap, whether it's a buy, sell, or even a transfer for TruBadger, goes into a pool. And that pool of tokens is then shared out with all token holders, depending on how many tokens they already have. And it's so exciting. We love reflection because we see it every single time. And Peter had talked about, we had a bit of a sell-off a few weeks ago, or last week, I can't remember. And the most exciting part about that was the amount of reflection that we all got, right? When you can come in with that mindset of, wow, that's a big red candle, but hey, look at my wallet. That's pretty fantastic, right? So I love mindset in crypto and in all things actually. And the reflection that people are getting is we celebrate, right? We celebrate the lower prices that we can bring our friends and family in, that they can come in and enjoy, and they too can earn the reflection. We love that part of our contract.
Okay. And then, so what are some of the issues with the other projects that you're utilizing reflection though?
So Bitboy just announced it. There was a vulnerability in the original smart contract that they all forked off of, where somebody can actually collect reflection without owning the token.
Okay.
So I'm not a computer expert. We have a whole team for that understands it. We have spoke with ours, and our token is not vulnerable to that. I think on a lot of those too is because they're forks off of others. If you go to Token Sniffer, you put it in, they'll have 3 green check marks and they'll have 1 red X. TruBadger has all 4 green check marks because we didn't necessarily just replicate somebody else's contract. We built a unique contract off of that. So we have talked with our programmers though. So it's essentially people are stealing reflection. That's what they're able to do through these other vulnerabilities. And again, Bitboy could probably tell you more about it than I can, right?
That's okay. Yeah, and it looks like we hit our 10-minute mark here, but before we go, I want to ask about any special announcements and kind of what we can expect from the TruBadger team, because it really sounds like you guys care about diversity. You guys care about education, which is so, so important to me. You care about really protecting your community. You guys have your faces out there. You've got your reps on the line, but really kind of talk to us about what we can expect in the future and any special announcements you can kind of leak here, maybe.
Well, I'll start real quick, Peter, and that is just come join our Telegram group and get to know all of us. We absolutely will welcome you in with open arms. We'll teach you everything you need to know, and get some TruBadger now, because we've got Catapult coming and some other projects coming, and token holders win in this game.
Awesome.
And I would say the biggest special announcement is we deliver on our deadlines. The next 4 months, we're launching 4 projects. All of them will launch in they're functioning, working, fully utility-based projects that will create value in the lives of investors, people that are getting involved in the crypto space. Also, if you need some help, come to one of our Zoom rooms. We'll be glad to help you get through the crypto craziness, right? And the difficulty that people run across when they get into the crypto space.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Deb. And thank you so much, Peter. And again, you guys, I will have the links down below. And as always, make sure you join the Telegram community, ask questions, make sure it's something that makes sense for you and your financial situation, because we're all different. We are out of here. Bye, guys.
How cool is she? Peter, was she not like truly fun and just down to earth and just so welcoming?
Yeah, she told me to relax.
Yeah, she did tell me.
She did. She flat out said, just relax, Peter, right? We're going to get you some chamomile tea,
Yeah.
and we're going to get you to relax a little bit, right? And go through that process. So,
well,
yeah.
When she said 10 minutes and then she rattled through, she said, okay, here's the kinds of questions I'm going to ask you. And so she kind of interviewed us first, and then she kind of jotted down some notes. And I was just so impressed with all the questions she came up with so quickly, and they were so succinct, but there were a lot of them. And we were on, I mean, it was Peter, guys. And there were a lot of questions. And then she said 10 minutes. I was like, I don't know how many of those she's going to get out. But anyway, we'll try. It was awesome. It was so fun.
Definitely, guys, I'm very good at giving very long answers for very short questions.
Yes.
And
but you did great.
It was tough though, right? Because I wanted to I add a lot more to those descriptions, but it did come out very well.
Yeah, it did. I think we got a lot of information out in a really short period of time, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it was great. What are your guys' thoughts? Put some in the chat what you think.
Well, Mary's proud of us. Love you, Mary. Y'all did awesome. Hey, Marty, she was talking about you, right? You went and met her in San Diego. Marty did. Christian Son did. Who else? She said there was like 5 people that were talking.
Quite a few people went there and talked with her. That's one of the things too. When you hear influencers are doing local meetups and stuff, and if there's no cost to them, go to them. Go up to them and say, hey, have you heard of TruBadger? Have you heard of TruBadger? Simple things like that can move things forward. But all you got to do is get an influencer to hear at 5 or 6 or 7 meetups that they're doing about TruBadger. Occasionally BitBoy does meetups, right? If he goes and does 3 or 4 of them, and all of a sudden, every time he goes to do one, people are saying TruBadger. When you're in the crypto space, what you're looking for, especially as an influencer, is you're looking for those hints that can lead you first to a token that's going to take off. Because if you're the first to announce it, the first to bring it to the marketplace, or early in that process, then you are building credibility to bring on new people and move stuff forward. So November 2nd and 3rd in LA, BitBoy with Wendy O. So again, LA bound, guys, go talk to Wendy, say thank you. When you go to BitBoy, say, BitBoy, did you see that Peter from TruBadger mentioned your name and talked about your video that you did? And yes, we hate renouncement of ownership too. We think it's the wrong thing to do. All right, so let's answer some questions.
I'll look. We do have some here in the Zoom room. So James says, how will the infrastructure bill affect TruBadger?
So you know what? Nobody knows at this point. I was involved in equity-based crowdfunding back when they passed the Jobs Act. And it took them 5 years to implement the rules for that, right? So hopefully they'll move as slow with that, with crypto, as they do with that. But no matter what, so, okay, here's why we didn't renounce our contract. Here's why we're setting things up the way that we are, because we can adjust. Do you guys know if they came out in the rules and said, hey, you can't do reflection, or you can't do this, or you can't do that? We can fix all that. We don't have to launch a new contract. We don't have to rebuild things. We can fix them because we have we don't know. I don't know what regulations will come. And if anybody tells you they know what regulations are going to come, run the other way, because they're going to pickpocket you next, right? Because they're lying to you. There's no one who knows what regulations will make it through. They'll put a bunch out there. Some will get shot down. Some will go through. Some will do it. This happened in the crowdfunding. What they started with was completely different by the time they got it through and got it put together. A few months before they came out, people were saying the wrong thing, right? Before the rules were announced, because they hadn't quite done it yet. So we think of this not as a token that's going to pump up. We're all going to sell off and just run off with some money. We think about this as a 5, 10, 25, 50, 100-year business. If you really look at it right now, how old is Amazon? Do you guys know Amazon is already a 26-year-old company? 26 years it's been around.
And how long has it been profitable?
Just the last short period of time, right? Most of those years it was not a profitable company. But these are older companies right now. They're not these new, it's not the shiny new penny. So we plan on being around that long. And if we plan on being around that long, it's the foundation and the planning that we do right now that will determine how long we're around. Look, Bitcoin's 11 years old right now. It's not a baby either. It wasn't created last week, right? It's 11 years old going on. Moving up from there. So a lot of people are doing this wrong. And I got to say, Some of the people that are renouncing ownership of their contract are doing it because they believe it's the right thing, because somebody told them. They saw other projects say we renounced ownership, and people are like, oh my goodness, I'm going to butt into this thing. I'm going to FOMO in because they renounced ownership. They can't change the contract. That's fantastic. It's locked. Sucker's locked down. They can't make a change. Because here's the thing. You can make positive changes and you can make negative changes. Our DAO software will stop the negative changes without renouncing ownership, but yet allow positive ones. What do we do at TruBadger? We fix problems. We don't throw band-aids on them. We don't throw temporary fixes. We fix permanently and allow for things to flourish, for them to reach their full potential, not squashing them down and holding them down. All right, next question.
Well, and that's the difference too between running this as a business, and a lot of the other tokens out there are just that. They're just, it's a token trying to build a business behind it without the pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah, I would say it's pumping a market cap, trying to build something behind it, right? Because that's all day.
Yeah.
It's about pumping the market cap, right?
Yeah.
Not about what value they're going to create. Imagine if Amazon's entire thing was only about their stock. They didn't care how about delivering packages to people. They didn't care the quality. They didn't care about their service. All they did was say, oh, we have to get the stock. We have to be profitable next week, because so let's cut expenses. Let's not keep building warehouses. Who cares if it takes us 3? Everybody else, FedEx takes 3 days to get a package to your house. We'll just get it done in 2.5 days, and we're better than. No, their goal was to what? They knew to be customer centric. And if you go listen to Jeff Bezos, he'll say every single interview, we are customer centric, and that is what we focused on. Not profitability, not the stock price, staying customer focused. And today it is a $1 trillion plus enterprise, because they knew where the value was, the value proposition. Biggest community, shopping community in the world, makes you rich. I am going to say this, guys. The best, biggest crypto holders, traders, people that care about a long-term future of this will make us rich. It will create trillions of dollars in money, in revenue, in wealth for the people that help us put this together, that have that long-term vision, not that, 3-week vision, right? How long did Jeff Bezos run the company? For over 20 years. He stayed there, built, ran it, and kept it moving forward. So again, you guys are the key. This community, building the strongest community in the world. That's why we will get on a Zoom. I want to ask this question in there. How many people on here did somebody spend 1 to 2, 3 hours on a Zoom with you to help you buy your crypto? Put a 1 in if they did that.
I love that. And then because they came to TruBadger, right? How many had it happen before TruBadger?
Well, my question is did anyone else? I mean, I don't know. I could probably ask in most cases, right? Because again, you're getting crypto back. It's not like you're paying us $500 or $200 or even $10 or $15. Some people on here maybe only put in $20, $30, $40, and they spent an hour, 2 hours helping you get set up. Because we understand the value. The value is not in how much crypto you buy. The value is that you've purchased TruBadger. It's one of your first cryptos. We helped you through this process. That's how you build relationships. Yeah. You go out of your way for people, not looking at it and going, oh, we're only going to make, if you bought $100 of the crypto, $1 goes in the innovation fund and $1 goes in the marketing fund. That's $2, right? So if you bought $1,000 of the crypto, it's $20. If somebody spent 2 hours on the phone with you, is that really worth $2 or $20? No, because it's not about the money that's coming back to the project to help run it and move it forward. It's about the relationship. It's about getting people engaged in crypto the right way, right from the beginning. We are building the strongest foundation. And you don't do it by, guys, when you lay brick, right? You put down some brick, right? And you put rebarb in and you put down some cement, right? And then you lay the next brick and you set it right. And then the next one, you don't pile up a bunch of bricks and shoot cement at it, right? That is the way other people are building their token communities. They're piling, they just keep dump trucks coming in and dumping bricks, and then they're shooting all of the, the cement, the mortar on top of that cement, and they're wondering why their tokens are falling apart because they don't see it as in you being as important as you are, one person, how important you are to the overall success of the project. One you plus 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 one you, one person at a time, brick by brick by brick, building the strongest foundation in crypto. What will that mean for the future? That will mean we will be a top 20, if not top 10 token in it. And I got to tell you, there's $1 trillion token right now. That's Bitcoin, right? It's either just above or just below it right now. In the future, there'll be multiple $1 trillion tokens. I want to ask you this question, and only put one in if you really believe it. Are you willing to do the work, be patient, and help us become a $1 trillion token? And that means grinding it. It means talking to friends. It means getting this out there. It means promoting every chance you get. TruBadger, 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 TruBadger. And we can build a $1 trillion ecosystem behind this token and build true wealth out there for so many people. We've got the ideas, we've got the concepts, we've got the base of the community. And with adding groups like PTR, oh my goodness gracious, guys, 3 or 4 more groups like that, and we're off to the races. And we're already working on, maybe possibly making that kind of stuff happen.
Love it. Love it. All right. Dave, also known as Fat Boy, asks on the live chat, how many tokens does, how long, and how many tokens does TruBadger plan on burning? I know 20% have already been burned. So what percentage do you want to get it down to?
So that's really up to, community, right? Community is going to have a big part of that. So 1% right now of the tokens go into the burn fund. So this week we'll burn last week we burned like 400 billion tokens. This Wednesday, tomorrow, we're going to burn more. I know it's over 120 billion already, right? That'll be added to the burn list. That's 1% that's set. Now, as we get moving along and Catapult starts paying some revenue in, Insight starts paying some revenue into it, TruBadger is generating its own revenue. I want you guys to understand, right now we're launching 4 separate projects. TruBadger is also building stuff that will stay with TruBadger, will utilize the TruBadger token as its core base token. Several projects that we're working on right now through the process over time. We needed to get these 4 out because these are the 4 problems we need to solve in order to build the ecosystem out the way it is. So it really will depend, because when that revenue comes in, we're a DAO that has actually been the fees have already been paid. The attorneys are already drafting up all the documents for us to be a DAO. We don't know, because it's so new. We don't know if it's going to take a week or 2 weeks, but I will tell you guys, in the next 2 weeks, TruBadger will be formed as a legal entity in the state of Wyoming as a decentralized autonomous organization. I think that deserves a hand. If you're excited about that, put a whole bunch of ones in, because that's a big deal. We have a legal structure. We can open up a banking account. There's all kinds of stuff we can do. And if you don't know what a DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. It is different than a corporation, and it is different than an LLC. And the way it is different, in a corporation, stockholders, the people who own the stock, are the ones that own the company. In an LLC, people who own units or members are the owner of the company. In both those situations, they benefit from what? The profits of the company. In a decentralized autonomous organization, the people that participate in it are the owners of the project, of the profits, of the intellectual property that it develops, of the software, the technology, of the platform, of the audience, of everything that it builds. belongs to it. What is the community of the DAO? It is the token holders. Tokens identify who is part of the community. So token holders essentially are the owners of the DAO, meaning you owning a token holder. When somebody says, hey, what's your affiliation with TruBadger? You can say, I'm part of the DAO. I'm an owner in the DAO. I have an interest in the project, in all the great things they're doing, all the stuff that they're creating, all the revenue that's coming in. Now, the difference between with a corporation or an LLC is normally the main members in an LLC run the day-to-day operations and they decide. With stockholders, it's the major stockholders and the CEOs that run the company. In a DAO, there are decisions that you as a community member, as a token holder, get to vote on and help determine the direction of the entity. I got to tell you, it is going to become more and more popular for DAOs to be formed because it is such a powerful mechanism of being able to get people engaged and to become part of the process instead of being just a stockholder. I can own a share in Amazon. I'm not going to have much to say. I can go to the yearly meeting and I can vote my share, but that's not going to really have any impact, right? But by being a token holder in a DAO project, I can have influence on the direction that it's going.
All right, next question is, do we know how far apart the snapshots are going to be taken for the Catapult launch?
It depends. We're not giving exact days because then people will load up and sell off and load up and sell off. So over the course of time, on the 28th, when we do the first snapshot for it, we'll give the schedule of when the tokens are coming out, and we'll essentially take that time frame. So let's say Insights token is going to launch on the 28th of September. Okay, I'm just picking a date, guys. Don't write that one down. Just let's say it is going to launch the 28th of September. That means from the 28th of August, when the first snapshot is, we have about 30 days. So those 4 other snapshots will be done in that 30-day period of time, randomly kind of along the way. And then on, let's say on Catapult Swap, I'm going to make up a date, October 14th, 15th, 16th, the token for Catapult launches, right? Then the snapshots would be further apart. So you can get an Insights one maybe on a Tuesday, and then another snapshot on Wednesday that would be for Catapult. And then let's say that the DAO is going to come out October 25th, 26th, something like that. That token launches, maybe the November 1st, something like that. Then what would happen is the last snapshot of Catapult would probably be the first snapshot of the DAO project. And then there'll be 3 or 4 snapshots. And then of course the NFT project would begin, and those snapshots will also connect. One of the things that we announced, that the first snapshot will be a snapshot for Insights, and it will be a snapshot on the same day. They won't be on the same day after this. Just the first time those snapshots will count for Insights, and it will count for Catapult Swap. So if you hold 1 billion tokens, we'll take that snapshot. Let's say 4 days later, the next Insights one is taken. If you own 1 billion too, it's going to average those 2 together. If you sold some, it's going to average those 2 together, and it will also penalize you for the sale, right? And if you've purchased, it will incentivize. So it's a balanced situation. It's a formula that we're putting together in order to say that, look, I've bought, held, and I'm helping build this strong foundation. And again, you're still bringing the value while you're trading, and that's why you're still getting these claimed airdrops, but you're creating more value by holding and then taking the supply out of trading, and then allowing us to drive up the market cap and move in the right direction.
Excellent. Melissa asks, what coin will we need for buying Catapult token after it's released?
So right now, guys, it looks like, because we are going to be doing a token more than likely on ADA or one of the other chains. I don't know if the next 2 will be they'll be ready yet for that to happen. The best chain to do it on right now is BNB. So they will probably more than likely be BNB. We'll give you guys dates far enough out for you so you can plan and prepare and get ready to go on that. I will say that as with TruBadger, and I think I already announced this, but I'll say it again. In about 3 weeks, you will be able to buy TruBadger on Ethereum on Uniswap. So you'll actually also, you really can't stake or provide LP for TruBadger on Binance Smart Chain. If you want to, you can take your tokens that you bought on the BS chain. So the tokens you hold right now, you'll be able to go to a site, swap those for the Uniswap version of TruBadger, take those over onto Uniswap, and you can provide LP. We're going to provide some LP, but by being a holder of the TruBadger Ethereum ERC20 tokens, you'll be able to provide LP, and you'll be able to make a portion of the commissions while collecting your reflection. Now, here's the cool part about it. Reflection on the Binance side is paid to the Binance tokens. Reflection on the Uniswap side are only paid to the Uniswap holders. So it could be very interesting on the amount of reflection you're getting if there's a smaller quantity of them and a lot more trading going on, a lot more volume over there. And that may be the reason to say, you know what, I'm going to take a few of my BSC ones and I'm going to take them over there to the Ethereum chain and do those over there. So we are doing these in a very unique way. Just about all tokens that are wrapped tokens are the transaction is initiated on the blockchain, but the actual processing of that transaction is done off blockchain. Okay, and then back on the chain. It looks like we will be the first. This is very important because trustlessness, right? If it goes off chain, then you have to trust somebody because they're running that database, right? So it loses some of the trustlessness in a traditional wrapped token. I believe our token is going to be the first fully on-chain swap. It's in a partnership that we're doing with a company that has perfected this on-chain swap. We'll be announcing that when we get closer to doing that ERC20. Guys, we're not just doing mediocre here. We're raising the bar in this space to bring value to our token holders. We are on a mission to become the most value-driven tokens out there, not just tokens, Catapult, Insights, TruBadger, all of them. So yes, killing it. Buckle up, TruBadgers. I love it.
Love that. Love it. All right, we have another question from Dave Fatboy. Question: do you see the tokens going to a penny by Christmas 2022? And will they ever be called coins? At what point does a token become a coin?
Great question. So we'll answer that one first. A token is built on someone else's chain. So we're built on the Binance Smart Chain, which is why we are a token. At a point, and we do plan on doing it. I don't know if we'll do a fork. I don't know if we'll create our own chain. It really depends. At some point, we do have the plans. I don't know if it's 6 months from now, a year, 2 years from now. It depends on how things work out and the importance of us doing it. We will launch our own chain, and then we would launch a coin. At that point, then you would come and take your TruBadger tokens, and you would be able to redeem those 1-for-1 for the coin that is on our own chain. Now, we're not going to do a chain just to do a chain. We have to come up with a technology, an idea, a concept that is an improvement over the existing chains that are in the marketplace. I don't do things just half-assed, right? We just don't. We are looking for, when we figure out something, and we have some concepts and ideas, but my ideas sometimes can't be done. So we have to sit down with programmers. We have to look at the technology that's there. What the key fundamentals will be: inexpensive, fast, and the ability to do a lot of transactions per second, and possibly security like no other token on the marketplace right now. So those would be the things that we would look at and examine in order to then make a decision on whether we do our own chain or not. So that's the first part of the question. The second part, will it ever go to a penny? A lot of that depends on a couple things. One is the deflation rate. How many tokens do we get down to, right? If we can deflate down to, because let's say lots of money's coming in and the community keeps voting to buy tokens off the market and burn them. If we can get down under 100 trillion tokens, right? Then we have the chance to go to a penny. If we don't get below 100 trillion tokens, then maybe it's a 1/10 of a penny or maybe a 100th of a penny. It really just depends. Now, remember, because we're building these other projects, you don't need TruBadger to go to a penny to create a penny's worth of value, because you're getting reflection. Maybe your 1 token in a year from now is 1.5 tokens. So if those 1.5 tokens equal a penny, you have a penny's worth of value for the 1 token that you bought, right? Also, let's say you got some Catapult swap tokens, and you got Insight tokens, and you got the NFT project tokens, and you got, I'm missing one here, the DAO project tokens. Those tokens as well now add up. Your 1 token became 5 tokens, or, you know, some portion of that. Maybe it's partial tokens, but now you have more tokens. So we can create the value in more ways than just creating value for the 1 token. Also, it is our goal to develop projects that will pay you residual crypto, meaning you'll earn kind of like reflection, but more like you're getting maybe BNB or maybe another token for holding these tokens somewhere. So then you could utilize that as a portion of your earnings off of those holdings. Hopefully that answers that question.
And I know you answered 6 while I was popping on and off with my internet, right?
No, I'm still on. I was only on the 1. You know me, right? I don't have Wendy O with a timer going, you're going to answer these 26 questions in 10 minutes. I can answer 10-minute questions.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. So
We're losing Dan.
to that one. So thank you for the question, Carl. Purchase Catapult with TruBadger tokens.
So no, you won't want to do it, even if, so because of the tax that's on it, guys. It's not something. Now remember, the community can vote to eventually remove those taxes and bring those down or adjust the amounts. That's one of the things that we built into it. That's why we didn't lock our contract, because those can be adjustable and we can move for it from there. You wouldn't want to. You'd want to use a native token like BNB or something that would allow you to do that without the tax situation. And one of the things that we don't want, you know, or I hope people don't do, because if, let's say, Catapult's coming out and you use your TruBadger to buy your Catapult, well, guess what? There's another snapshot coming a week later for another token. So instead of getting that token, I would just save up, buy maybe a little less Catapult, and then move for it from there. Holding has its privileges, and it will always have its privileges. That's all I'll say about that one.
I love it. I love it. So Marty, we're going to walk through all of that. We're going to train everybody exactly what they need to do when Catapult comes out. We'll be doing lots of AMAs, walking through the whole process with everybody, including inside of Telegram. So one more question, and that is from James Mangum. And he says, is there any way to do a swap with somebody who already has a large number of tokens, who maybe wants to take a profit, but doesn't want to actually outright sell, wants to actually just swap with another person? Is that a possibility? Something we can talk about? Or
you can do that internally, guys. And I know someone who did it. They were having trouble getting the person some tokens. They were right there with them. They said, I'll give you, I'll pay you right now for them. They just transferred them to the wallet. You're still going to pay the 10% tax on it, right? So when you transfer from one wallet to the other, but so you guys can handle those transactions yourself, just going from wallet to wallet. I would definitely make sure it's somebody you know. You don't want to send TruBadger tokens to them and then have them go, oh, thanks for the TruBadger token, and not send you the other tokens. So I'd probably get the whatever you're doing, swapping it with. But that's totally up to you to make that decision. on whether you are. Now, the good thing is, and that's where the value of the DEXs come in, like Pancake Swap. We have liquidity sitting there. There's no doubt about it. You go there, you go to swap your tokens, 100%, there's going to be BNB there for you to get, right? For the actual price that the token is listed at. And that's the reason for having that liquidity. So you don't have to find a person who wants to swap. That's the reason for liquidity pools. Truquila. There you go. Truquila. That's a
All right.
that's probably what we'll have at the event in Las Vegas, some Truquila.
I love it. Carol had asked, what is a wrapped token? And Carol, for your pleasure, I am adding a link to your question, and I'm also adding it in the chat so that you guys can read, everybody can learn a little bit more about crypto with a little homework on your own.
Yeah, so
Love that.
wrap tokens, just really quickly, are just like TruBadger. We will take the TruBadger on the BSC, put those into an account. In exchange for that, we'll get the TruBadger tokens. So the quantity of TruBadger tokens in the marketplace does not change. The chain on which it on changes. So you're essentially like a wrapped Bitcoin. If you buy a wrapped Bitcoin, there's another regular Bitcoin sitting in an account that represents the value of that wrapped Bitcoin, right? So it's a representation of the value of it by putting it on there. And usually you're doing it because you want to put it on another chain. Like we're a BSC token, but we also, from what I hear, there's like $200 billion worth of ERC20 tokens in people's wallets, right? So we'd like to get some of that $200 billion. And the way we do that is to allow them to use an ERC20 token to buy TruBadger tokens. But in order for that to happen, we need to be on that chain. We need to be on the ERC20 chain. And so the wrap token will allow us to do that by taking the TruBadger token. When it's created, we create the contract. When let's say you take 1 billion BSC TruBadger tokens and you put them in the contract, that contract then mints 1 billion wrapped TruBadger tokens in its place. So now that stays on that contract. And then if you want to cash those back and you want to come back to the BSC chain, you then go back to the contract. You provide the Ethereum ones. When you provide those, it burns the Ethereum and then gives you back the Binance Smart ones. Binance Smart ones go in, it holds them. Wrapped ones come back in, it burns those, and then gives you back the wrapped ones. Hopefully that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. All right, that wraps it up for the call today, Peter.
Excellent.
Nicely done.
Marty said nope. All right, Marty, I'll give you the 3-hour explanation.
Take that link, Marty, and do a little review, and then we'll nothing's beyond you.
You know what, guys, it doesn't even really matter how it works. It's simply if you said, hey, I'd like to be on the Ethereum chain because you want to sell some TruBadger, but you want it Ethereum in place of that. So instead of having to sell it for BNB and then transfer the BNB to an exchange, sell it on the exchange and then buy USDT and then buy Ethereum, go through all those steps, you'll be able to just take a shortcut, go through our partner on it and switch it straight for Ethereum, go on the ERC20, sell it for the Ethereum, and boom, you're right. Now you're right into Ethereum. So it's just a shortcut. I make it sound easy. Thanks, Ken. All right. Well, I think that's it.
Oh, my internet.
And
All
we
right.
got one more
Well,
question.
thank you,
Hold on. Let's
everybody.
see what
Thank you,
this
Peter.
one question is. Let's see what this one is. Travis Nolan.
Oh.
Are there plans to bridge to other blockchains like Polygon, ADA, etc.? Yes. That is the answer right there, guys. Yes. We will. Our goal is to, if there's a chain that makes sense, our goal is to be on that chain. It just, we'll have to do one at a time. The first one that makes the most sense right now is Ethereum because there's $200 billion plus of Ethereum out in the marketplace. And fees had been coming down. They went back up a little recently, but the fees had been coming down a little bit. We believe they are going to go back down. Oh, also too, is they started burning Ethereum too. They burned $100 million worth of Ethereum. So now Ethereum is being burned on a weekly basis. So that's a deflationary instead of it was an inflationary token for, meaning its supply was growing and now its supply is shrinking. The interesting one will be ADA, but we cannot really do anything there until they launch in the middle of September. As soon as they launch, then we'll begin to look at, we may launch one of our next tokens on the on ADA. So do it, but they have, we need smart contracts in order to be able to do what we're doing. We can't just do it by launching a token. We need smart contracts. All right.
All right. Excellent. Nicely done, Peter.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody. Burn party tomorrow night, right?
Burn party tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Well, actually, we're starting half hour early, correct?
6:30.
We're going to
Okay.
talk about Catapult. We'll probably do a little bit of talking. I'm going to let Corey talk tomorrow night. I'm not even going to say nothing. I'm only when the party comes on, my party. But I'm going to let Corey walk you guys through Catapult. And it probably won't take us 30 minutes. So Corey's going to give you guys a lot of knowledge and information on the blockchain and on cryptocurrency while he's at it. But he'll walk you through. We may record a video that walks you through the site just to make it easy. But this is just a preview of what's launching on the 30th. Okay. Just so you guys can get an idea. There's still some things we're fixing on it and going through. It will probably, I'm going to be honest with you, like the 29th at like midnight is when we'll finish it and get it completely dialed in. So we are still making some changes on it, but you will get a chance to review that.
Excellent. All right, guys. Thank you very much, you guys. We'll see you on the next one.